long run just behind you. Everything has come so fast. Memories are all inside you, and you never make them back. I can feel that cheering through the world that you not make sense. You can feel what I mean now that you're here. Just know there's nothing to fear along the way. There's nothing I could say, nothing I could say, but I say, you can wipe the years you're hiding. I say, you can kill the fear you're holding. There is one thing that is true, the only one that can get through. There is one thing that is true, just can't make you lose, but that's alright.
Yo guys, what is up? Max on a Borderlands 3 video, and today we're going over Fade and Blade Flak, a new Flak build using the Blade Fury and the Fade Away action skill. Kind of self-explanatory with this one, but with the right skill tree, right class mod pairing, we can do some pretty ridiculous damage with this. Now, before we get into the video, if you guys are looking for the safest blade for trimming down under, make sure you're using Manscaped. Thanks to Manscaped for sponsoring this video. Now, the holidays are upon us, and when you're trimming the tinsel around your tree, you want to be making sure you're using the best, and the best is the Lawnmower 4.0, the new razor from Manscaped. It is a waterproof cordless trimmer that comes with ceramic blades that have skin-safe technology so that you can help reduce nicks and cuts and protect what's most precious to you. The 4.0 also comes with a new wireless charging system and a travel lock, which is my personal favorite feature that prevents it from buzzing or going off wherever you're traveling or wherever you're bringing it to. If you're looking to pick up the Lawnmower 4.0 for you or a loved one for the holidays, use code Moxsy for 20% off and free international shipping. Follow the link in the pinned comment. Thanks again to Manscaped for sponsoring this video. Now let's get into the guns and gear. Now we're going to talk about our guns first, and particularly our anointments. You guys really liked how in-depth I went on the Amara build video. Seriously, I got so much really genuine and kind support from y'all on that video, so I really do appreciate that. And today we're going to be talking in-depth about anointments, because anointment choice in Borderlands 3 is super important, and it's really easy to get wrong what anointment to work with this thing. So right now, I've got no gear, I've got no skill points, and we've got no guardian rank. And now we shoot this thing in Sanctuary. No melee scaling. We're going to get 18k on the bottom, 28k on the top. Now, once again, the way that we scale this thing, we're going to want to make sure that our melee portion is going to be benefiting from what we use and not just our gun damage portion. It's a lot easier to get things to apply to the gun damage portion. So 18k, 28k. Now, when I use my rack attack, you'll note that when I shoot this thing, I'm going to match the damage with that ASC on our gun portion only. So 28k now is applying to the gun portion and not anything happening to our melee portion. That is why we're not going to be using next to mags. Now let's swap over to a different anointment. All right, this is where it's going to get a little confusing, so just stick with me. Next, we're going to use consecutive hits, which increases our weapon damage by 1% per hit. Misses remove all points. Once again, misses do not remove bonuses, if you did not know that. But this is consecutive hits, and when we shoot it, 28k, 18k, same as before. But as we continuously fire this, you'll note that our quote-unquote melee damage is increasing, even though we're not actually increasing our melee damage at all, and our gun damage is also going up. And you'll note that they're going up proportionally to each other. This works the same way that the face puncher works, in that the gun damage is going to be applying to the melee portion. So mods and pieces of gear that are going to increase the gun damage but not add elements to it will actually benefit both the gun damage portion and the melee portion. So for example, the 115 gamma anointment on this thing would not add to the melee portion. U-Red would, but the 115 gamma wouldn't. 125 incendiary on Mo's wouldn't work. Next to mags wouldn't work. But things that increase our actual base damage of our weapon, like Fade Away, 150 will increase both. Anointments like Kill Stack, killing enemy grants weapon damage and reload speed, works for this as well. And for the main anointment for this build, we're going to be using Kill Stack. Killing an enemy grants weapon damage and reload speed for 25 seconds. This is going to directly scale both of our damage sources, and it's going to give us reload speed, which this thing's got a pretty low or slow reload speed, and we're going to be reloading it a lot, and it's great for mobbing. We're going to get tons and tons of damage really quickly, and with our gear that we're wearing, which we're about to put on right now to show you guys, this is the gear we're rocking. We're rocking a Revolter with Action Skill Start, the Bounty Hunter class mod. Now, there's a lot of choices for class mods here. The Bounty Hunter is going to be the best, because of what I mentioned in my other video, in that the Bounty Hunter is secretly going to be stacking corrosive bonus on any enemy that we kill, and we're going to pair that with a Corrosive Stone static charge. Now, not only is the Bounty Hunter one of Flack's best class mods in general, but we're able to synergize, increasing our corrosive damage. We've got a ton of skills. This specs into both Interplanetary Stalker, which is going to be increasing our damage for all of the damage we're doing, and it's also going to be able to spec into Frenzy, which also increases all the damage we're going to deal. So the Bounty Hunter is just an ideal class mod for this build. We're going to synergize it really well with the Corrosive Stone static charge, and also the skills that it's spec into are amazing. We've got some pretty cracked passives on this, and then I have a fish slap on here. I'll explain my grenade choice in a bit, but you could actually use a fish slap or a Mitosis Hunter Seeker here. The Blade Fury doesn't fire a lot of projectiles, and so it's not the easiest weapon to cycle fade away with. So for more damage, a fish slap is obviously a good choice, but I actually prefer using a Hunter Seeker here, just because it's going to allow us to go in and out of fade away a little bit more quickly and increase our overall damage by keeping us in and out of fade away. So Hunter Seeker for the grenade, not the fish slap. And yeah, guys, let's get into the skill tree. All right, now let's get into our skill tree. Now, I want to explain one of my biggest decisions on this build, and that is to not spec Megavore. I just wanted to show this to you guys, and then we'll show the full tree. But Megavore is one of Flack's most popular skills. It works insanely well with like 99.9% of things, but it does not work well with this build. And the reason for that is because simply melee can't crit. When I shoot this thing, right there, we did 114k gun damage to the top, which crit, 42k on the bottom, non-crit, 42k still melee damage, 38k on the top, 38k, 38k, 42k, and if we ever crit again, you'll see that the melee portion doesn't go up, but the gun damage does. Right there, it only went up just a little bit because I procced a stack of Interplanetary Stalker. But yeah, Megavore for this build is not worth it. We're gonna get a lot more damage out of things and a lot more use out of our points from skills that are going to give us V1 damage, big damage boosts like the Power Inside, like Hidden Machine, Fast and the Furious, huge damage bonuses from Pack Tactics, from Frenzy. We're going to be prioritizing skills like this to get our thing to do the absolute most damage. Also, we are using the static charge with this build. Now, the static charge is going to be chaining between enemies, and we're going to be getting bonus damage from the Corrosive Stone, which is going to be based off of the amount of damage we're doing, and we're also going to be getting the 50% bonus damage from the static charge, which, by the way, cannot crit with Megavore. It can crit. The static charge can crit, but it can't crit with Megavore. Megavore is for bullets only. So otherwise, we could turn this thing basically into a Reflux or a Brainstormer and like cycle fade away really quickly, but it does not work like that. So Megavore is not worth. We're going to go pick up big damage skills. So showing on screen right now is the full skill tree. Now, just a few things to walk through. First off, we get some really awesome synergy with Dominance. Whenever Flack attacks an enemy with a melee attack, we're going to be able to establish Dominance, which is then going to have all the enemies target someone else. We do not need to aim down sights. All we need to do is literally shoot anyone with this gun, and we get Dominance. So it's not a bad idea to sometimes just shoot someone, not kill them, and then move on to fighting other things, because you're just going to increase your survivability, and by doing so, you'll also get more points into Hidden Machine. The only reason I didn't go 5 out of 5 Hidden Machine here is it's not as reliable with a fadeaway build. Sometimes things can get a little wonky versus something like a Red Fang Gamma Burst build. So just 2 out of 5 Hidden Machine here. I wanted the survivability. You could take 3 points from Rage and Recover and put it into Hidden Machine if you wanted to do more damage, but I preferred staying on my feet more. So 5 out of 5 Rage and Recover is going to give us a lot of health regen, which is awesome. Other things to mention, we can't cycle fade as fast with this build with head count, like I mentioned before. That's why Mitosis Hunter Seekers are great, and we're going to be relying more on Eager to Impress for our cooldown time so that we can keep getting kills as fast as we can. We're insane at mobbing with the static charge, So eager to impress to get as much cooldown as we possibly can. Make sure you're activating your action skill as much as you can when you're at full health for full 50% power and side bonus. And yeah, guys, that's kind of it for the build. It's got solid survivability. It's got awesome damage output. It's not great at bossing. If you did want to do bossing, obviously I wouldn't use a kill stack anoint. I'd use something like a straight up melee damage boost, or maybe a 150 fadeaway. 150 fadeaway with gorillas could be nice. But yeah, in my time bossing with this thing, it's just a little eh. But for mobbing, it absolutely trucks. For both Guardian takedown, Malon takedown, it's super, super awesome. All right, guys, I hope you all enjoyed the build video. I'll catch you all in the next one. Take care, guys. Peace.
I was putting